ili kama ukame inakuja sasa kuna maji ya kutosha kwa matumishi ya ng'ombe zetu na mifugo zetu zote. Alafu vile vile tunaweka ile malisho ya ng'ombe, kama nyasi hakuna, iko malisho ya ng'ombe. Hiyo italeta utajiri kwa wakulima wetu. Nchi ya Botswana kwa muda mrefu kabla hawajapata ile almasi, uchumi wao ilikuwa inategemea mfugo peke yake, lakini walikuwa wanaendesha uchumi ambao ilikuwa iko na nguvu hata kushinda ya Kenya. Wale wa Botswana walikuja hapa Kenya kusoma juu ya mambo ya mfugo, wakapeleka kule Athi River, wakaangalia KMC, wakatoka hapo wakasema tutaenda kufanya namna hii. Wakarudi kule kwao wakajenga inaitwa BMC, Botswana Meat Corporation, kutoka kwa KMC hapo. Sasa ile mimi naenda huku mbali na Lobatse, naona kama uchumi ya Botswana ina nepa. Wakati hiyo KMC sasa ilikuwa inachinja ng'ombe 1,800, kule BMC ilikuwa inachinja 1,300 kila siku. So zaidi ya 5,000 ya ng'ombe sasa hizi wanachinja kila siku kule BMC. Hiyo nyama inatoka hapo inaenda Afrika Kusini, inaenda Ulaya, inaenda Marekani. Hapa yetu ilianguka mpaka Uhuru akachukua akapata jeshi endeshe. Sababu gani? Wale walipea hiyo, anachukua si mtoto wa shangazi, mtoto wa dada yangu, anaweka pale mundu wako. Hii yote hiyo. Kwa hivyo uchumi wetu ya Kenya imeathirika kwa sababu ya usimamizi mbaya. Lakini tunaweza kubadilisha haya yote ili uchumi ya Kenya inuke kwa upande ya mfugo, kwa upande ya kilimo, kwa upande ya viwanda, kwa upande ya biashara. Yale yote tunaweza kuinua. Lakini sio tu kwa domokaya, kupiga domo ati bottom up, ati kutoa chini upeke juu. Sema neno mayeye mwenyewe halewi. Sisi tunajua yale ambaye yanafanya kazi na yale ambaye hawezi kufanya kazi. Manake tunatuka na mfano vile wale wamefanya, yale ambaye yamefaulu na yale ambaye hayakufaulu hapo. Hii ndio sisi tunataka kufanya kama Azimio. Sababu tumekuja pamoja kama Azimio. Sasa wakati huu hakuna mvurutano, Jubilee iko hapo na ODM ni marafiki. Sio? Tuko kwenye boma ya Azimio. Azimio ni boma. Ndani ya boma kuna manyumba wengi zaidi. Sio? Asubuhi watoto wakiamka wanaenda kucheza. Kucheza kule kwa kiwanja. Sasa ile jua inaanguka, kila mtoto anarudi kwa nyumba yao. Sivyo? Ingia kwa nyumba yenu, Jubilee ndio hiyo. Wewe ingia kwa nyumba yenu, yuko nak pande ile. Ngine yuko hapo, yuko hata wifi yuko hapo. Yuko ODM, sio? Sivyo? Hii ndio inafanyika hapa sasa. Hakuna mvurutano, tuko pamoja. Tuko pamoja. Shabaha letu ni kushika hatamu ya utawala wa taifa letu, tubadilishe uongozi katika taifa letu ili tuweze kuleta maendeleo kwa watu wetu. Hii ndio muhimu zaidi. Na sasa kama sasa mko katika ndani ya nyumba ya OD, sio? Nataka sasa ifoke. Nataka Kajiado ifoke. Nataka ifoke kabisa. Alafu baadaye tunatoka kule tunaenda huko Suswa. Kule tunaenda kufanya Azimio ya Suswa. Ya kusema ati kutoka hapa sasa taifa lote la Maa itakuwa nini? Itakuwa namna gani? Itakuwa namna gani? Nyinyi nimesema, sio? Nasema nataka tutembee pamoja. Tumetembea, niambia nyinyi na mzee Ontimama, mzee ambaye alikuwa anapenda sana kabila ya Maa, na anasema bila uoga, anasema hata kama hiyo nitafanya mimi nipoteze kazi yangu, niko tayari kurudi nyuma, lakini hapa hakuna kurudi nyuma. Akisema namna hii tunaenda namna hiyo. Huyo mzee Ntimama akaweka mimi pamoja na wazee wa Maa wengi zaidi, tumekuja pamoja. Mimi nasema tunataka kuunganisha kabila yote, Wamasai, Wakikuyu, Wakamba, Wakalenjin, Wajaluo, Waturkana, Wamijikenda, Waluhya, Wasomali, Wazungu, wote waje kama kitu kimoja ndani ya azimio la umoja. Tumeleona vizuri? Mko tayari? Mko tayari kwa jeshi? Jeshi ya baba? Mko na bunduki? Mko na risasi? Bunduki ni kitambulisho, risasi ni kura. Sawa? Tarehe 8 mwezi wa 9 mwaka huu alfajiri, baba kama amiri jeshi mkuu atapiga parapanda kwa Musa jeshi, akisema jeshi come together, jeshi forward march, jeshi about turn, jeshi fire, jeshi fire, jeshi fire, jeshi fire, jeshi fire. Asanteni sana.
Inawezekana, leo ni leo. Odingana, inawezekana, leo ni leo. Marafiki wote, inawezekana.
Good afternoon. Thank you for staying with us. This is KBC. A very warm welcome to the Lunchtime News. My name is Irene Muchuma Odim. On sign language interpretation, we have Lanza Odingo. The pictures on your screen are pictures live from Chungwa House, where former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and also the Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate has been weighing voters ahead of the August 9th general election. This as it is defining moment for political leaders ahead of the Saturday deadline to join political parties. And now we cross over to Jubilee House. My colleague Timothy Kipnoso is with the team, and let's listen in. This as political leaders defect from their parties to join the parties they feel are suited for them ahead of the August 9th general election.
KANU, chap iko mambo kama hayo, and ideally a demonstration that Jubilee we are far and wide, and we want to appreciate their choice of this party once again. With them also is another young man who has decided to throw his hat into the ring for the seat of the senator for the county of Nairobi. Bwana Alan Chacha, he is here, and he would also want to run on Jubilee ticket. Kwa hivyo ni kusema karibuni sana waheshimiwa. Nataka nichukue nafasi niwafalishe kofia wale ambao wametoka UDA. Yes, karibu sana. Asante sana. Karibu katika chama ambacho kinawajali wa Kenya wote. Sisi hatuna this yes. Chap moja. UDA. Ulikuwa wapi kwa UDA? Pole kwa kuwa safari mrefu, lakini karibu nyumbani. Thank you so much. Na hii naye ni chap. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, na tunasema karibuni. ANC. This is Paul Kiberiti. He was in ANC, now in Jubilee, and will be vying for the position of Kuria East Member of Parliament. Asante sana. Asante. And Kanu nyekundu lakini Jubilee MCA. Yes. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Nataka nichukue Nyandarua pia. Wako hapa. Tuweze kufanya. Ndio huyo. Thank you so much. Asante sana. ANC mwingine hapa. Chap. Thank you so much. Hiyo bus leteni. We also have another delegation from Nyandarua. Leteni. Ndio hii. Wapi bus? Itakuja. Oh. Yes. Leteni. Tunapokea mambo ya Nyandarua. We have another delegation from Nyandarua. Mheshimiwa, karibia mheshimiwa, wapi yule mwingine? Kanyingi karibieni. Yes. These are members from Nyandarua County running for various positions. We have those who are running for the position of women rep. We have those who are running for the position of senators. We have those who are running for MCAs, and they are just a part of them. Wale wengi ni wale ambao hawajakuja au wamekuja ili tuweze kuongea machache na kujipanga kule Nyandarua, na ni vizuri kusema ya kwamba in Nyandarua again we have all the positions that we have under Jubilee, including the Orkarao, where we had the member kidogo alikuwa namna hiyo na tumeruhusu aende dunia hiyo ingine. We have a member running under the ticket of Jubilee at Orkarao, anaitwa Bwana Wabogo, na itakuwa namna hiyo. Dunia iko namna hiyo. So again, hapa JJ mwenyewe ako hapa, Kamodho, JM Waigajo yuko hapa, tuko na Kanyingi, we have the lady here called Sasha, we have Mohoho here, we have Virginia Bataro, tuko na Gachomba, Sabigi, these are running members of parliament, Jacinta, tuko na Bwana Gaita, Wangero Meru, wako hapa, iko Waweru, Natonga, these are members, Machadi.
Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kione receiving political leaders who have defected from other parties to Jubilee ahead of the August 9th general election. Timothy Kipnusu is on the ground. Be sure to catch up with him in our subsequent bulletins with details in regards to political matters. Kenyans have been urged to use water sparingly in the wake of shortage and unpredictable weather patterns. Speaking while marking the World Water Day, Kiambu County Water Environment and Natural Resources CEC, David Kuria, said there is need to explore other sources of resource such as underground water.
Commemorated the World Water Day on Tuesday, 22nd of this month. Kenyans were not left behind as leaders in different counties within the country led residents in celebrating the hidden treasure which enriches lives. Kiambu County Water, Environment and Natural Resources CEC David Kuria said there was need to conserve the resources to sensitize residents against wastage.
Lazima tutuze hii mazingira itupate maji na tutuze hii mazingira ili vizazi vyetu vya leo na vijavyo viendelee kupata maji.
Nataka kuomba wananchi na the public at large, we need to conserve our environment so that we may have water for our use and also for supply by future generations.
Meanwhile, Ibisil town residents in Kajiado Central Sub-County were grappling with acute water shortage due to a looming drought which has left boreholes dry, and now calling on the county government to revive the community boreholes.
Mimi najua tunasikia tu ile deni walikuwa wanajua sisi kuna department ya maji. Sasa tunasikia tu walikuwa nasema 1.7.
The water vendors in the area claim they are forced to travel long distances in search of water at a high cost.
Hizi tinga hata saa nyingine hakuna stima, tunatumia diesel, petroli, ndio hiyo bei iko juu sana. Sasa ni kubaya sana, mwananchi wa kawaida ako na shida.
Akali maji ambayo tunauza sasa hivi tutachota kwa mtu ni maji ya private. Na saa zingine ile machine inaharibika ya kupiga maji.
Elsewhere, water shortage in Masalani town, Ijara sub-county in Garissa will soon end as the government moves to enhance water supply and sanitation. The government, through Northern Water Works Development Agency, has unveiled plans of constructing a 61.7 million shillings Ijara water supply project, which once completed will produce about 2 million liters of water every day.
Immediately after the completion of this project, the county government is ready to take over the responsibility of maintaining and servicing this facility.
Patrick Masila said with the new project, all peripheral towns around Masalani, including Garbab and Harar, will also benefit from clean water supply.
The treatment plant has a capacity to produce 2 million liters per day. At the end of the project, we will have installed 3 pumps at the treatment works, 3 pumps at the intake works, where we have done a modern treatment pump house.
Frederick Muki for Lunchtime News.
Leaders from Samburu, Laikipia and Isiolo counties have called for an end to community-based conflicts that have seen at least 10 people killed since the beginning of this month. During a peace meeting convened by a community-based organization, Impact, at Leparua village on the Isiolo-Laikipia border, Isiolo Deputy Governor Dr. Abdi Issa condemned the conflicts that continue to claim the lives of young men and urged regional leaders to support the peace initiative.
The Amaya Peace Initiative, which brings together leaders from Baringo, Laikipia, Samburu and Isiolo counties, vows to end the border conflict which has claimed the lives of innocent Kenyans. During a peace meeting convened by a community-based organization, Impact, at Leparua village on the Isiolo-Laikipia border, Isiolo Deputy Governor Dr. Abdi Issa condemned the conflicts and urged regional leaders to support the initiative.
Sasa sisi tunapiganiana ya kwamba tuwe na amani katika kaunti zetu zote. Mimi nikiwa mwenyekiti wa secretariat ya Amaya ambayo inaunganisha kaunti ya Isiolo, Samburu, Laikipia na Baringo, tunashughulikia mambo ya amani katikati ya hizi kaunti.
Nashukuru shirika la Impact kwa vile wameandaa hii sherehe ili tuweze kuzungumza haya maneno. Sisi pia kama jamii tunajua kwamba ama nchi tunajua kuna ukame sehemu hii hizi counties, na katika hizi counties ambao Isiolo, Samburu na Laikipia, watu wetu wamepoteza mfugo.
Dr. Abdi Issa said Impact has been employing the use of music to pass the message of peace, where young men are supported to compose songs with the theme of being peaceful coexistence between herders.
Wameweza pia kuchagua komiti kwamba kila kikundi itokako mahali itokako wanakuwa na wawakilishi wachache, alafu tunawaunganisha wote wanakuwa komiti ambao ndio wana address hizo issues.
Shungu mkubwa ile tumepata kama wamama ya Leparua, tunataka kupata wamama ya Wasamburu ndio wapate kulea watoto na kuanza kusomesha watoto wakiwa washanga.
The organization also held dialogues with Morans in the region in a move geared towards promoting peace. Frederick Muki for Lunchtime News.
Sharp divisions have emerged among the United Democratic Alliance party members in Isiolo County ahead of the Deputy President William Ruto's visit scheduled for 31st this month, with one group now threatening to hold a parallel meeting on the same date. The group is protesting what they term as capture of the party by new entrants who they claim are sidelining old members.
Led by Fatuma Ali, who is vying for the Isiolo North parliamentary seat on the UDA party ticket, the party members accused gubernatorial aspirant Hussein Tene, who they say only joined the party recently, of rocking the boat from within. The leaders claim the new entrants are trying to elbow out other aspirants who popularized the party.
Wacha watu wa Isiolo waamue nani ndio atakuwa mshindi. Ile shida niko naye ni kusidelinewa na Tene, kwa sababu mimi ni mama na sikatai. Mimi ni mama, I'm a young mother. Mimi ni youth, na represent youth, na represent young mothers.
Na sisi hatuwezi kubali mtu akuje kwa chama kama mgeni aweze kutuletea fitna. Sisi kama Usentene anatambua pesa yake, sisi tunatambua raia wako hapa hivi. Kama Usentene anatambua ofisi iko Nairobi, sisi tunatambua ofisi ambayo iko Isiolo County.
Elsewhere, Kirinyaga Deputy County Government Peter Ndambiri has lauded NARC Kenya Party leader Martha Karua for joining Azimio la Umoja. Ndambiri has urged the Azimio la Umoja flag bearer Raila Odinga to consider her as his running mate in the August polls.
Martha Karua has stood up as one of the people who fight for justice. And Mbamba is known for fighting for justice in this country. As much as things happen, Baba has been one of the people who has stood with the common mwananchi. And the combined effort of Martha Karua and Baba, I think Kenya will move forward.
In other news, the Kenya National Congress Party has announced that it will issue direct nomination tickets to aspirants seeking elective posts in the upcoming August general election. The party's Secretary General Benjamin Gisore said there will be no party primaries. Instead, candidates will be selected in close consultation with the party's election body and delegates.
We're going to issue direct tickets, but how we're going to do it is not just someone who's going to decide that now I'm giving my friend or I'm doing what. No. It's basically we're doing scientific research. We have our elections board, and then we have the delegates of the party that are going to decide on who is getting the ticket.
And finally, Narok North MP Moitalel Ole Kenta now claims UDA party plans to resettle squatters to the Masai Mara forest if elected to form the next government.
Tunajua mpango yako ya Mara Forest ni kurudisha watu ambao walitolewa, ambao waliuziwa hewa na wale ambao unataka wakuwe governor.
Na sisi wa Maasai tumesema ule kiongozi ameshikwa na mikono chafu, wa Maasai hawatamchagua. Leo tumeamua ya kwamba gavana wetu atakuja tarehe 9 ni Mheshimiwa Lekenda. Na wale watu watashika Kenda mkono ni wa Maasai pamoja na Mungu. Wapeleka mkono yako hatutaki ushike Kenda.
Jelis Aladi for Lunchtime News.
Equitable Party has urged aspirants across the country to come on board, claiming the party offers solutions to the ongoing political supremacy battles that mar political parties during the nominations. The party leader, Gilbert Shanga, reiterated that his party will award direct tickets to the candidates who have a vision for development.
The political temperatures in the country have continued to rise as political party nominations draw closer. The party nominations are usually marred by chaos, with aspirants scrambling for the party ticket. As the newest kid on the block, having passed the political party's registration threshold this week, the Equitable Party leader Gilbert Shanga has called upon aspirants across the country to join the party.
You are in another party and you are be struggling on nomination. Chama vyama vina wenyewe sijui, but wanasema vyama vina wenyewe. Sometimes they already know nani atapata ticket. Na wewe huko unangangana. Chama iko hapa inaitwa the Equitable Party, itakupatia ticket. There is no need ya kupambana kukasana na nominations zenye unajua hutapata.
Shanga noted that his party is interested in leaders who are philanthropic to the community, as these are qualities of a focused leader.
Hatutaki mtu mwenye kuingia hii chama anafikiria what am I going to get out of this? Mimi nitapewa nini? Wewe utapatiana nini? Are you already giving back to the society? Tunataka aspirants wenye they are already doing something in the community.
Vihiga Deputy Governor is the latest entrant as he defected from the ODM party a day ago.
Mimi nimekuwa ODM, nilitoka jana kwa uzuri, kwa sababu hakuna haja ya kupigana kwa sababu unataka tiketi moja watu waumie. Kama kuna so many vehicles ambazo tunaweza kutumia, na we kama bado we una believe hapo juu una support nani, kwa nini usije?
The leaders reiterated that the party has no presidential candidate, and so each candidate is allowed to drum up support for their preferred presidential candidate.
TEP ni chama ambacho kimepatia watu uhuru. Wewe kama una preferred presidential candidate, wewe mpigie debe na pia wewe ujipigie debe.
Although it is not aisimamishi mtu wa rais, but it is not going to dictate to aspirants which kind of presidential candidate they can vote for.
For Lunchtime News from Mombasa County, I am Ann Boro.
Glad you're watching the Lunchtime News. We are taking a short commercial break. We are live also on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Stay with us.
Because we are Dynasty! We accept your challenge, but there's one stipulation. This match is going to be a ladder match. It's the most dangerous, the most deadly style of match in wrestling. I think that it's time that we give Brian Pillman Jr. the chance to shine. I want to give him this opportunity to be in this match.
I'll make the Hart family proud, and I'll make my father proud.
Keep abreast of the developments live from the National Assembly and the Senate.
On our members of parliament.
The questions.
When is the construction expected to commence?
The motions.
Beg to give notice of the following motion.
The debate.
Will as many as want to be to say aye?
The statements.
A statement on an issue of general topical concern.
The petitions.
Order number 4, petitions.
Stay tuned to KBC Channel 1 and Radio Taifa for live proceedings from both houses of parliament from Tuesday to Thursday. Live, uncensored, unedited. KBC, your national broadcaster.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Are you an aspiring candidate in the upcoming general elections? Do you want your agenda and manifesto to reach your voters effectively? At KBC, we have the most comprehensive and credible online platform that has profiles of all prospective candidates. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants and let Kenyans know more about you, your past achievements, your manifesto, and your development agenda once you get elected to office. What's more, the website is easy to navigate. We will create your profile, post pictures and short videos with your campaign messages at affordable hosting fees. Log on to www.kbc.co.ke/2022 aspirants today and establish your brand authority as we lead towards the forthcoming general elections.
Glad you're still with us. Welcome back. This is the Lunchtime News. Tension is high at Chepchoina Settlement Scheme Phase 2 in Trans Nzoia County after squatters who were forcefully evicted last year by the government forced themselves back to the land. The squatters have given the government a 1-month ultimatum to resettle them, threatening to demarcate the land for themselves if the government does not intervene.
Under the scorching sun at Kapoto land along the Kenya-Uganda border, squatters led peaceful demonstrations demanding to be resettled at the Chepchoina Settlement Scheme Phase 2 in Trans Nzoia County.
Hatuelewi ni nini sasa inafanyika kuanzia sasa. Sisi tumepika mwisho.
Tumeweza kukimbizwa kama maswara, kama watu wenye hatuna ile haki ya kuishi kama Wanakenya.
They say they have been living in deplorable conditions.
Tazama watu ya Mungu ndio hawa. Watoto wadogo pamoja hata na wamama wametezekea kwa hii shamba. Hii shamba ilipeanwa 97.
Sasa saa hizi tuko tunahangaika, tunateseka.
It is reported that last year the government through provision
we are at the Busia border, one-stop border point. We are talking about basically the concept of one-stop border point
and give back to genuine owners. While calling on the government to hasten the allocation process, the squatters are claiming foul play in the settlement plan, saying powerful individuals have been allocating themselves the land they say is meant to resettle them.
Watu wenye wanakuja ni Wakenya, wanaweka juu ya sisi na wanapiga manyumba zetu chini. Sisi sasa maisha yetu imekuwa maisha ambayo tuko na watoto watoko ambao tunafaa tuwalindie katika ile shamba, lakini wametukimbiza. Tumekosa chakula, tumekosa hata mafasi.
Tunauliza serikali izingatie sheria. Wale watu wanastahili kupewa shamba wapewe. Kwenye shamba hili tumekuwa na makamati za bunge ambao walikuja kufanya upelelezi na walitoa report ambayo report hiyo haijazingatiwa mpaka wa leo. Minister wa Land Farida Karone aingilie jambo hili.
Kuna magatels ambao wana mapwenyenye naenda kukodesha mashamba na naanza kuuza mashamba kiholela na naonga pesa. Sasa nataka watu wenye wamekaa watoke. Hiyo ndio tumelahani hiyo kitendo.
We now cross over to the county of Busia. My colleague Wycliffe Okech is on the ground at the border post in Busia. He is telling me he is intending to look at the challenges facing authorities in the area. This as KRA are also at work in the area. Wycliffe, good afternoon. Kindly give us an update on the situation on the ground.
Well, good afternoon to you, Irene, Muchuma, back in Nairobi. We are indeed at the Busia one-stop border point here. Actually, Muchuma, you can notice that recently, actually, there have been challenges with illegal importation that the Kenyan traders have been decrying, actually, that the illegal importation of basic commodities are actually denying the market and further actually suppressing their livelihoods. And just to understand this issue, Irene, Muchuma, I am here with the regional coordinator that is in charge of the Kenya Revenue Authority, Customs, the entire KRA issues in the Western Kenya region. Madam Pamela Hago will actually help us understand the concept of one-stop border challenges, the potential challenges that probably that concept has been facing, and what more the KRA is doing probably to avert cases of illegal importation. Madam Pamela, you are live on KBC and we are talking about the one-stop border point concept. Probably if you can just explain to us briefly what we have to understand about this concept and the challenges probably that have been incurred so far, and what the KRA is probably doing to avert the cases of illegal importation.
Thank you. One-stop border post has adopted multi-agency approach, mainly to facilitate trade along the border. We have one stop for all trucks coming into the and all trucks going into the other side of Uganda. We have one stop there. We have our staff that are stationed there. They do work from there, and we have Uganda staff also stationed this side, and this is covered legally by East Africa Customs Management Act that allows them to work on both sides of the border.
And so we understand probably this concept of one-stop border post has actually eased almost everything. We talk about the cost reduction, we're talking about smooth facilitation, but basically we understand probably there are also some challenges. What could be the challenges?
Definitely, we have challenges along the border. We have issues of infrastructure, which has been a challenge in terms of approaching the border. We've had what we call mulolongo, the long queues that we see along the border, and that sometimes also delays KRA's revenue into coming. Those are various challenges that we have. We also have smuggling activities that take place along the border, but we are working on that. We have deployed scanners right now to deter that. All the goods coming into the country are scanned, and we are able to now target what we have profiled to have some issues, and that has helped to facilitate faster movement of goods along the border. Yes.
And we understand there are about 3 one-stop border points like this one here in this region. Do we have the plans, maybe plans to establish some more?
Yeah, in the western region we have 3 one-stop border posts, which we call OSBPs. We have one in Esebania, we have one in Busia where we are right now, and we also have one in Malaba border. And we have plans definitely to do more. And currently we have one in Rift Valley, Swamp border, which is under construction, which is going on now. We also have Lwahaha, where the road is being done towards Lwahaha, and we expect to do one-stop border post. This is mainly to facilitate trade, as we are now also entering into Africa Continental Free Trade Area. This will facilitate movement of cargo across Africa. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Irene, that is Madam Pamela Hago, is actually the regional coordinator in charge of the KRA activities in the Western Kenya region, bringing us up to speed with the activities that the KRA is doing actually to avert smuggling, or rather what we call illegal importation. You understand that she's explained that quite a number of challenges that are bedeviling this commission, rather, and they have put up extensive measures rather to avert such actions. Irene, the issue of Mlolongo, as she explained it, is something that is a pain actually in the flesh for the truck drivers, and we'll be following keenly with the authority to just understand what they are doing to avert this unfortunate scenario. We'll be following that actually, and be updating our viewers promptly. But for now, it is back to you, Irene, in studio.
Good to have you weekly for Kecha down in the county of Busia at the border post, engaging relevant authorities in regards to challenges facing officials at the post. This also in regards to illegal business at the Busia border post. Now, to political concerns, Mandera gubernatorial seat aspirant Faisal Abdirahman has officially launched his bid on the Azimio Umoja ticket. Faisal, who will contest for the seat on a Jubilee ticket, promised to address the teachers' shortage challenge in the county. Speaking during the launch of the new Jubilee offices in Mandera County, he also pledged to work with security apparatus to create a conducive working environment and promote peace among residents. Rahman joins Mohammed Adan Khalif of the United Democratic Movement, Mohammed Maleh Mohamud of the current Mandera Senator Adan Mohammed, and Hassan Nur Hassan, former CAS for Education of the Orange Democratic Movement, in the race for Mandera gubernatorial seats.
Tunategemea TSC ndio wanapost walimu hapa. Saa hii walimu wote wameondolewa kwa sababu ya mambo ya security. Tutahakikisha hapa kuna technical training, kuna teachers training colleges. Tutahakikisha wakazi wa Mandera ndio wanakuwa trained, ndio watakuwa walimu wa hii county. Sisi kama county tutasupplement salaries yao, tutasupplement allowances yao, ndio hao wenyewe wakuwe wanataka kuishi hapa nyumbani na wafanye kazi hapa nyumbani.
Across the borders, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang has said China supports all efforts to resolve the Ukraine crisis by peaceful means. Speaking during a press conference after the closing of the 5th session of the 13th National People's Congress, Li Keqiang said sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries must be respected, and that China is willing to work actively together with the international community to bring back peace in Ukraine.
Addressing the 5th session of the 13th National People's Conference, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang revealed that after making its own assessment, China is willing to work actively together with the international community to bring back peace in Ukraine. Li said the current situation in Ukraine is worrisome and urged that efforts be made to support Russia and Ukraine in overcoming difficulties, keep the talks going, and bring about a peaceful outcome. The Chinese premier noted that the pressing task at the moment is to prevent the Russia-Ukraine crisis from escalating or even running out of control. While calling for maximum restraint to prevent a massive humanitarian crisis in Ukraine, Li said China will continue providing humanitarian aid to the Eastern European country. He, however, warned that relevant sanctions will further impact the global economy, which has already been ravaged by the pandemic.
Time for Channel 1 Business News. The government should engage telcos to lower transaction costs of business to business as opposed to launching a new digital currency. Financial and Investment Advisor EFG Harms says though the proposed central bank digital currency will deepen digital transactions, telcos will still dominate the market because of their value addition and strong ecosystem. The Central Bank of Kenya last month invited public views on the proposed rollout of Kenya's first digital currency after years of tethering on the idea of crypto assets.
The Central Bank of Kenya proposed a digital currency earlier this year, promising a drastic change in the financial ecosystem of the country. The central bank digital currency would, among many other things, make transactions faster, cheaper, and more secure. Market analysis by EFG Hermes, however, suggests the introduction of current digital money service providers in the country will not have a major impact since the market is highly dominated by mobile money services.
And I think that's why we're so keen on being very committed to what we're trying to build here rather than follow a footprint strategy around the region. We think this is where things will be centered.
Kenya pioneered the use of mobile money in 2007. The M-Pesa has become a major platform for transactions in Kenya, with more than 21 million customers and an official network of 176,000 agents. Last year, mobile money platforms moved 5.7 trillion shillings among themselves. Financial advisory firm EFG Hermes says, considering digital currencies are app-based, most of the services will be limited given that the penetration of mobiles and smartphones stands at 56% of all mobile gadgets in the market.
Once you get scale, I think you will get strong investment and you'll get a lot of excitement around what Kenya has built.
Overall, through COVID, you've seen accelerated adoption of digital technology across various economic sectors.
Hamis says the government should work with digital money service providers instead of launching a full-fledged service of its own. The company has also urged the East African community to fast-track the inclusion of DR Congo into the bloc, which is expected to add more than 80 million people into the trading bloc. Hibak Said for Lunchtime News.
The Global Alliance for Livestock Veterinary Medicines has launched a new initiative to manage ticks and tick-borne diseases in Africa. The initiative will leverage the practical knowledge and understanding of the small-scale livestock producers sector to contribute to the initiative's outcome of increasing uptake of improved products, services and practices by small-scale producers. Here now are the details on this and others across Africa.
The collaboration aims to support small-scale producers in Nigeria and Uganda by defining and implementing strategies to effectively control tick infestation in cattle. Elanco will bring a comprehensive acaricide portfolio in affordable small pack sizes, together with the expertise on tick control to local livestock producers. This will enable farmers to have access to proper use of high-quality acaricides and innovative tools that empower small-scale producers to successfully tackle the impact of ticks. It will also help farmers to raise healthier animals, grow their farms' efficiency and output, and eventually allows them to make better returns on their investments. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe is already feeling the cost of the faraway conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, with a ripple effect expected on not only fuel prices but also the agricultural inputs, which will adversely affect farmer viability. The supply chain of farm input shocks could also wreck plans for the forthcoming season in the country. The imported wheat prices have moved from about $465 landing in Harare to about $685 per ton. The country needs imported wheat to bridge the shortage as well as improve the quality of what's grown locally by farmers through blending. Finally, AIM for Climate and Agra has agreed on a target of $8 billion from public and private sector partners for climate-smart agriculture and food systems innovations. They support the objectives of the global initiative and intend to create opportunities to enhance African countries' agricultural sector readiness for investments and support smallholder farmers to adapt to the effects of climate change. Commitments and actions for farmers will be needed if smallholders are to adapt to the changing climate. But if not, climate impacts will lead to overall yield reductions of up to 30% by 2050, while extreme weather events will result in higher losses of post-harvest quality and quantity.
The cost of living continued to soar in UK last month. According to official figures, prices rose by 6.2% in the last 24 months to February, the fastest for 30 years, as fuel, energy and food costs surged. Prices are rising faster than wages, and the Bank of England thinks it could hit double digits this year. Chancellor Rishi Sunak and Prime Minister Boris Johnson have been under pressure to do more to help struggling households. Inflation is the rate at which prices rise. We have details on this and more in our international business briefs.
Since December last year, prices have been rising at their fastest rate since the 1990s in the United Kingdom. Inflation is expected to speed up in April when the energy price cap is increased. This will push up the average household fuel by €693 a year in England, Scotland and Wales, while a planned rise in national insurance will also put pressure on household budgets. In the statement, it cut fuel duty by 5p per litre, raised the threshold for national insurance to €12,570 and announced a cut to the basic rate of income tax to 19% from 20% in 2024. The Office for National Statistics said gas prices were almost a third higher in February than a year earlier, and electricity prices were up by nearly a fifth. Average diesel prices hit their highest on record during the month, while food prices rose nearly 1%, the largest monthly increase since 2012. Meanwhile, US dollar appreciated in late trading on Wednesday amid weakness in the euro. The dollar index, which measures the greenback against 6 major peers, increased 0.13% to 98.6. In late New York trading, the euro was down to $1.1 from $1.103 in the previous session, and the British pound fell to $1.321 from $1.32 in the previous session. The above market reactions came as traders anxiously eyed the Russia-Ukraine conflict while weighing prospects of more Western sanctions against Moscow. Finally, Russian government will reject US dollars or euros and only accept rubles for its natural gas supplied to unfriendly countries, including the European Union members and the United States. This is due to the sanction it is facing, and some Western countries have taken decision to freeze Russian assets, thus undermining the reliability of their currencies. The president has instructed the central bank and the government to work out the procedure for settlement in rubles within a week.
Residents who use Nguninu Road in Mwingi Central are calling on the national government to intervene and ensure the construction of the road is complete. New MCA Alex Musili said the road was launched in July 2017 and so far only 20 kilometers have been tarmacked. Musili said the contractor has vacated the site, leaving 15 kilometers unattended.
This is the situation of Nguninu Road in Mwingi Central. Outcry from the locals after construction of the road halted. New MCA Alex Musili said they had issued a 14-day ultimatum for work to resume or the contractor to withdraw and spread the heaps of soil on the roadside.
Bara vile unaona juzi kuna gari ilikuwa imeanguka pale ikaumiza watu wetu. Wale walipewa hii kazi walitoroka. Ukiangalia kama mahali wanaegeza hii mashini za kufanya kazi waliziweka hapo na wakaenda. Kwa hivyo wananchi wanalalamika, wanasema kwamba hii barabara contractor kuja malizia hii.
According to the locals, the section of the road that has been left untarmacked has been a death trap to many.
Watu wetu wa bodaboda wanangongania kwa hii barabara. Kwa hivyo tunawapatia siku 14 wakuja watengeze hii barabara, waanze hii kazi, la sivyo waende kabisa na hii mchanga iko katikati wakuja totolee.
They are now calling on the government to intervene and bring a lasting solution.
Kama ni kisiasa ama kwa nini haijamalizwa? Kwa hivyo tunaomba itengenezwe haraka inawezekanayo ndio tuweze kuenjoy kile tulikuwa nataka kuenjoy.
The 35-kilometer road traverses Mwingi Central Sub-County and opens up areas through Mutitu Nzombe.
University Education and Research Principal Secretary Ambassador Simon Nabukwesi has asked the media to stop what he termed as negative reporting in the ongoing 2021 KCSE national examinations. Nabukwesi says the isolated cases on cheating should not be used to discredit the integrity of the entire examination process. His sentiments come at a time when several students, teachers, supervisors and center managers were arrested for abetting exam irregularities. Brian Muindi with the details.
With the ongoing KCSE national examinations entering day 9, University Education and Research Principal Secretary Ambassador Simon Nabukwesi has called on the media to desist from negatively reporting the administration of the exams, saying this will create doubt on the integrity of the examination process.
Our education system is strong. It empowers the young people. But we are just here to oversee the running of exams to ensure that the integrity of our exams is maintained.
The PS, who spoke after supervising the opening and distribution of the KCSE examination papers at the Nyeri Central Deputy County Commissioner's office today, commended the education and security officials for their transparency, adding that so far, Nyeri has not recorded any case of exam malpractice.
To the center managers, to the directors of education, quality assurance and standards, TSC, that so far they have done a fantastic job because there's been no incident in this sub-county, and largely.
At the same time, Nabukwesi asked education and security officials invigilating the ongoing examinations to ensure that they continue adhering to the set invigilation guidelines. On the transition of students to university, the PS intimated that the next university placement is slated for June this year, noting that the University Central Placement Service has already made revisions to its list of requirements to make it easier for the qualified students to be allocated slots in the universities. For Lunchtime News, I'm Brian Muindi.
Now let's get to the field. Time for Channel 1 Sports News. Egypt captain Mohamed Salah is optimistic his team will beat Senegal and qualify for the 2022 World Cup finals in Qatar. Egypt hosts the first leg of the qualifier tomorrow and Senegal have home advantage next Tuesday with aggregate winners filling one of the 5 places reserved for Africa at the 32-nation finals in Qatar.
The two sides last met in Cameroon in the AFCON final where Senegal won 4-2 in penalties. Egypt hosts the first leg on Friday and Senegal have home advantage next Tuesday with the aggregate winners filling one of the 5 places reserved for Africa at the 32 nations finals in Qatar. Other matches, Ghana welcomed Nigeria as Algeria traveled to Cameroon.